I also like to listen to music while running. I think it's a really good gauge of something about it. And this record's a really good jogging record, actually. Our past few records, especially the last two, I would say were about a certain kind of layering. You know, you might be hearing a synthesizer, a guitar, and a wind section and brass all at the same time. That created a kind of like a really wide frequency spread that was kind of beautifully thick. And we did away with that process on this one, where if something was in the mix, if we were using it, it was more its own, it was like a character. Less about a layer and more about dialogue. And you feel that even with things like the guitars, like if they're there, they're saying something. There's simultaneously more going on. They're huge sessions that we made on this one, but there's a lot more space. Probably because of Aaron's studio, we were able finally to kind of, let's like just have air in the room.
We designed and built a studio up where I live in upstate New York. It's like a garage and
it's the cover
church.
Of the album, actually.
Yeah, sort of a church-like structure, and for the first time in many, many years, we were recording in a situation where we could really hear what we were doing and the layers and the kind of depth of sound. Previously, we had recorded in my garage in Brooklyn. I think that's partly why the last few records have been so layered and kind of almost like amoebic or something, these like dense forests of sound, because we would just be like, I don't know how it sounds, though that sounds cool, just keep adding to it. Whereas now we could be like, oh, you could hear a pin drop. For the first time we could hear ourselves. Like, oh, okay, that's what we sound like. I love these ATC 45 crazy English studio speakers that are incredible, and like we just blast the hell out of them, both to make records but also just to listen to music. And we have Sonos stuff, we have, you know, for a long time we were a headphone obsessed kind of band. Like we wanted to make records that you could listen to like drunk in bed on your headphones kind of thing, where like you can really like hear details and there's this kind of like fog that sweeps over you.
The truth is with our albums, like you have to listen to records on like Aaron has like really these beautiful studio monitors that where we created the thing, but it's important to take it into the car or to listen on earbuds, or, you know, you really have to think about how people are gonna. I had the same station wagon for like 16 years and I listened to every national record pretty much since Alligator on there. I got rid of it in the middle of this process, but yeah.
And we're still interested in like the artifact kind of a physical medium, and it's great that vinyl is coming back. And not, I don't know, I feel like if you make a record that you master properly and you don't overly compress it, because so much pop music is over compressed now, but if you make audio that has dynamics in it, which this record does, it's gonna sound great in the room, like listening to it on vinyl.
Yeah, I like to listen to vinyl. Like, I have a little cabin in the woods with no internet. But I collect kind of either obscure contemporary music, like records that don't exist on Spotify, you know, like recordings of Boulez conducting his own music with the Intro Contemporain, or like, you know, strange John Cage percussion pieces and stuff that was just like somehow with listening to it on vinyl. Like I wouldn't listen to it on headphones, like walking around. I like the kind of deliberate, it's like going to a concert or something.
Like we don't mix too loudly, we don't master too loudly, because if you look at the waveform of most modern recordings, it's just a block, even if it's like, because it's the volume, or like people are just slamming the hell out of.
We work with this guy Greg Calvi at Sterling Sound, and who's like mastered Bowie records, and
he's legendary. Is like notes from John Lennon on his wall,
and he's like a Zen Buddhist master. Like he's just sort of, he won't touch anything, and he just sits there and sort of reflects, and then he'll kind of slowly do some just sort of like massaging of the frequency, but it is one time like there was a shaker or something that we wanted louder. I'm like, oh, Greg, can you turn up the shaker? And this is a stereo, post mix. And he like just isolated that. He was able to find that frequency and just bring it out a little bit. So it's pretty amazing what they can do in mastering.